Welcome to Simple CFO's podcast. I'm Christina Gutierrez, partner and COO with Simple CFO. And who better to kick off this series than with David Richter? So what we're going to be doing over the next couple of series is interviewing the team behind the team. So we are comprised of a bunch of CFOs that help deliver results to all of our clients by taking out the books, figuring out the money, figuring out what they make, spend, and keep. We have our own Simple CFO process that has been designed by David Richter, author of Profit First for Real Estate Investors. And he loves this process, backs it 100%. We both do. And we have a very strict process that we follow with all of our clients, and all of our CFOs are going to show you exactly the results over the upcoming weeks, the results that they've been able to deliver to all of our clients. So, hi, David. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be on this end of it, especially with our team. I am usually the one in your seat and interviewing people. So this is I'm super excited to be sitting here today. So thank you for having me, Christina. I'm super excited to be on the Simple CFO podcast.
I'm excited that you're here. And it's so exciting to have us both here as owners of Simple CFO, and just, you're the brains behind it. You're the integrator, you're the visionary, and you brought your system, you saw the problem, you built Simple CFO, and I was lucky enough to come along the ride and serve in multiple roles in the company, and now getting to implement all the operations and just our team together. I just want to get, where you came up with it and how you started. I know everybody's heard it before on other podcasts, but this is where we're going to really pull apart what our team gets to do for everyone.
Yeah. And oh man, where it started. Well, I will say, I want to back you up on that. Being an owner with you is a lot of fun. And I think we are very good yin and yang. So I think we need to really focus on that. If you're out there and you are looking for a partner, just make sure that you talk about things up front. I'm sure we'll get to that later, but it's been an awesome ride because yes, I'm definitely more the visionary and Christina's more the integrator and putting things in place. I have the crazy ideas and she keeps me in line, which is amazing. But that is not where I started. Okay. I was very far away from that. I was by myself basically for the first year, maybe even, the first year and a half, because I saw a need in the marketplace. My background is real estate investing. I was part of a company where we were doing about 25 deals a month, but spending 26 worth of deals out the door. And that was no bueno. It's like, this just not going to work. But that opened my eyes really that there was an epidemic of business owners who are in the same boat. Like they're making money, but they're feeling broke. Then I worked with a guy in Richmond, Virginia, because needless to say, that first business did not go very well. And people had to go their separate ways. I worked with a guy in Richmond, Virginia, who was literally doing 1/25th of the volume. He was doing one deal a month versus 25 deals a month, but he was in the same position. I'm like, okay, this is everyone. Everyone has the same issue. That's where it really shone a light to me that there was a big need in this space. And it was also the financial space. So it wasn't as talked about as marketing and sales. So I saw an opportunity to also help in an area that really was more of what they call I think a blue ocean versus a red ocean. The sharks had not been swimming in the financial space. It was more of a blue ocean. So that's another thing that really got me thinking. I want to help people from the financial aspect. If you're watching this on YouTube, I look like the nerdy accountant person. So it's I also have that penchant for numbers and the money and finances. And I liked reading Dave Ramsey books and the Rich Dad Poor Dad and read a bunch of that type of stuff too. So this is where Simple CFO was born when I helped that guy in Richmond, Virginia. Honestly, learn those three numbers that you talked about at the beginning in the intro, what he made, spent, and kept. Just getting him clarity on that. And once he had that clarity through his numbers, he started to pay himself some. He started to actually have reserves. He told me this has been life-changing. And I'm like, I want to give this feeling to other people. I want to make sure other people feel like they actually have someone that's in their corner, knows this stuff that most entrepreneurs don't like, but they all need access to it and knowing where their money's going. So that's how it got kicked off. But then I'll let you take it from here because I could spend the rest of the time just talking about how we got to where we are today.
Yeah, well, it's awesome how it got kicked off because that proves that you have the heart to really serve people. So, but yeah, that's a great point. You got it kicked off because of your heart, right? You want to give back to people, you want to help people, but then it comes organically, right? Well, you helped this guy, so can you help me? Can you help me? And then, so that's born Simple CFO, right? Because when you helped the first guy, were you part of Simple CFO? What made you actually build a company? Did you really want the headache to build a bunch of people and build this process? That just sounds like so much work.
That's a good question. No. At the beginning, I knew I wanted to start a company when I helped him and he said, like, this has been life changing. And I'm like, I think I can really take this to other people. Also, like you said, the heart behind it, like a lot of people have poured into me over the years. Like I had great parents. I still have great parents. They're still alive. I have great parents. I have great people in my life that have really helped me over the years. And I had great mentors. I had great people, teachers and great guides and great coaches and great, just all those types of people. And so I wanted to give back. And I knew as well that I couldn't help everyone. So I knew though, but I could help a specific industry because I had been in real estate for a while, and that it was my background up until that point. I'd been in the real estate industry for about 8 years on the single family space with wholesales and fix and flips and rentals and all that. So when I helped the guy in Richmond, Virginia, his name's Rich Lennon because we're still really good friends and he thankfully still sings our praises. But when I helped him, I was working for him actually as his operations, like COO. I was his COO. And I'm like, your numbers are a mess. Like, we got to fix this. I don't even know where to point this business if I don't know the numbers. So once we got that fixed, I told him I want to start a company. I had no delusions of grandeur of being like a multi-million-dollar company and having a bunch of people working with. I just wanted to help maybe a handful, 5 to 10 people and just help them with their finances like I had helped Rich. And so when I first started it, I remember telling him like, I think I'm going to start a business. And he's like, what? Like, are you sure? Like, and because we had a really good friendship, a really good relationship. But one of the reasons why I'm such a Rich Lennon fan is because he said, yeah, I think you could do really well. And he even said, I'll be your first client. Like, instead of us working together like this, I'll be your first client for Simple CFO. And so I started charging him instead of like him paying me as a W-2 employee. Now he was actually the first client that I took on. And then, then there were open doors through other people, through Rich introducing me. But then since I had been in the industry and real estate for 8 years, I reached out to my network, some of the good people that I had good relationships with, some from that first company where we were spending all that money and doing lots of deals, but it wasn't going anywhere. Some of them helped get me off the ground as well, too. So even though it didn't have the best experience in the end of like that, I still made a lot of good friendships and connections from that. And that helped me get off the ground because one of the guys right away, well, 2 of the guys from that company said, I want you to speak at one of my events, and like got me in a room of the right people. And like, that was how I got some of the first clients from just speaking. And good gosh, Christine, if you could have seen me in the first speaking thing that I ever did. Oh my gosh, there's some embarrassing stories there. But thankfully we had some people move forward and that's what got it kicked off. But no, to answer your question, very in a less roundabout way, I would say that I had no delusions of making it a bigger company or working with a bunch of people or even taking it, and helping like we do now, over 100 clients on a monthly basis.
Yeah, and we definitely do. Exactly. I can tell that when we talk, because we talk a lot. So that's not really your dream, is not to manage a bunch of people. Hence why we work so well together, right? I never had that dream, but I can see the operations. I can see the system. I can see what's in place, and I know the results that it gives. So let's talk about what we do, right?
Yeah.
Our system is different, right? We're not normal CFOs. We don't just look, and build a forecast and build this and build that. We build our foundation on exactly what you wrote the book about. So let's talk a little bit about what you wrote the book about, why this methodology is so important and why it works so well with our specific clients.
Okay. I think now there's so much I could say here. I have to make sure I keep this concise. So profit first to me was the answer, the rallying cry for every entrepreneur that's read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or The Richest Man in Babylon, or The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, like all these super famous books in the personal finance / entrepreneur space that all say the same message: pay yourself first. They all say that, and it's like, it sounds so good, and we want to adopt that. But how do most businesses operate? They pay themselves last, if anything. And profit is definitely not first in their minds. It's usually last. It's profit last that a lot of people are focused on, or they even think that it's noble. Like, I have to just pour all this money, and maybe one day I'll get to pull something out. Where profit first really, for me, answered the call of, no, we need to make sure that there's good systems in place from the very beginning, or wherever you are right now, to make sure you know where your money's going, you are paying yourself. And Profit First had a system built into it. It wasn't just another book telling me, oh, I should pay myself first. It was like, it gave me the how-to. that was refreshing for me because when I read it first, I'll never forget. I read it in one night, took 10 pages of notes, and was like, with my entrepreneur brain, said, this is it. Like, this is what so many people are missing. This is what we were missing doing the 25 deals a month. This is what like Rich was missing when he was doing the 1 deal a month. Like I said, this is such a piece, crucial piece that someone who's not even a financial expert, or even if you are allergic to spreadsheets, like that type of entrepreneur, then it's like this could help you at least go from 0 to 1 in the financial realm of like, you have no cash control. Your cash controls you, you don't know where it's going. You make money, but feel broke, all these things that we hear people say. And it's like, this was that answer. So that's what makes us different, is that we lead with profit first, because if you're not paying yourself, if you don't have reserves, if you don't know where your money's at, if you don't have some of these crucial pieces in place first, it's like we have to build that foundation. And we even call it the financial foundation. That's one of the first 3 things that we do with every entrepreneur we work with. And that's why I also believe, I tell a lot of people when I go out and speak that if you're an entrepreneur, whatever industry you're in, whether it's real estate or whatever it might be, that a lot of people think that that's the game they're playing. Like we thought doing 25 deals a month, we were great at the real estate game. But at the end of the day, were we getting any financial freedom? No. Like at the end of the day, we did a lot of deals, but we were spinning our wheels. And this is where I wanted to help people get out of that cycle. I think Profit First helps because it helps play the real game we're all playing as entrepreneurs, and that's the game of money. But no one teaches us how to play the game, how to set it up, how do we win consistently, how do we actually attain financial freedom. To me, that's what the Profit First is, a great first step towards that. But then also knowing the other things that we do as well too. We do 2 other major things up front. We make sure you have the right bookkeeping system, process, person. Like you have to have a good P&L and balance sheet. You got to know the story of your business. Your numbers tell the story of your business. So it's like you have to know those. Then the icing on the cake for us to make sure you actually make decisions from those numbers is we build a dashboard for you. Like we put it basically on a silver platter and say, what do we need to make a decision on from here that gets you closer to where you want to be as an owner? So that's where we meet you where you are. We implement Profit First. We make sure you have the numbers right. And then we make sure you have that dashboard to make sure you're going forward in the direction you want to. And that, Christina, I'm very proud that we've built that together. That was not just me. That was you. That was our whole team coming together with like, what do people really need as a foundation? Because so many just don't have good financial fundamentals in place. And we just wanted to make sure, let's build a good base and then we can build from there and get you to more of the fun stuff.
Fun. Yep. It's fun to have a financial partner. I think a lot of people say that, one of the reasons they like to have a fractional CFO or financial guide, whatever you want to call it, is just having someone to talk to about their business, because it gets lonely in the world of business. And you start to separate yourself from people that you've been around your whole life when you start to grow. And now you have no one to turn to. You have no one to talk to, because no one truly understands when you can't pay yourself, or when you can't pay your employees, or you're fighting from dollar to dollar and you don't want to shut down. You're paying everybody else more than you pay yourself, because we hear that all the time. So you guys are going to hear a lot of stories from a lot of CFOs in these upcoming sessions that are going to tell you like the reason people come to us, how they feel when they first come to us, and the difference that we're able to make in their life. So David, you're an example of where it started and why you even started to build this. So tell me who's been like most instrumental in your path, in you building this, and why is our team of CFOs so different and able to do it?
Well, you mean besides you on this journey? So obviously I have to give you the number one shout out, because we actually went into business together. And a lot of people over the years, like, and mentors of mine, you should never go into business with anyone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is the best decision I've ever made personally for my business, like to make sure that I had someone that I trusted, someone that I actually respect, someone who has the knowledge that I lack and has the skill sets that I lack. We also had lots of conversations before we pulled the trigger, and we worked together for years before we did that. So obviously I'm going to say you number one. As far as the business goes, personally, it's like having a spouse who lets me travel, and I say that lets me because it's like we have to have those conversations. When I first wrote the book, people were asking left and right for me to go out to their events and to go and to like get the book out there and go on these podcasts and like do in-person stuff or whatever. So I would say my wife and daughter having the grace and like letting me go and do that stuff and having those conversations ahead of time. I would also say too, it's the people we work with, like our clients. I don't know. I might have told, I'm sure I told you this, but Christina, the very first CFO that I hired to work with me was referred from one of our clients. Like it was one of his people in the real estate space that he knew in the financial world. And he connected me through, like that mutual connection. And he's like, I think if you're going to grow, you should talk to this guy. And he was the very first CFO that came on the team. I'm like, so it was sometimes the clients even leveraging their relationships. So there were some of the things, but then over the years, there's so many names of people that I could drop that have helped me a ton in this business space, whether it was mentors, whether it was coaches, whether it was actual team members. I remember a very blunt conversation we had because we run off of the EOS, the operating system, EOS. And one time when I got called out for things like in front of like the whole leadership team, and like that helped me grow as a person and as a leader. So sometimes it's not the fun stuff. Sometimes it's more of the, here's where the flaws are and what are we going to do to move past that? Because I've had that, like, like Proverbs, what is it? Is it 17:17? Like iron sharpens iron. It's like, that's where surrounding yourself with people like that in your life. And I think we've had that for us, Christina, like for you, for me, the people that have been on our leadership team, whether it's been in the past or whether it's right now. I feel like we've always had a strong leadership team who is really, who's really good at like digging out, okay, what's the issue? What are we going to attack? And let's solve that. Now we show up to some leadership meetings, like we literally did this today, and we don't have a bunch of issues to discuss because the other leaders are taking care of the issues in the other meetings. And I'm like, good gosh, this is really cool. So I would say too, the people that we've surrounded ourselves with, which I'm super excited about this podcast because you're going to be like connecting people on here, like with the CFOs, the people on our team that have helped build this or help work with the clients one-on-one, because I can't work with everyone. Christina can't work with everyone. So we have to have this help in making sure that we have the right people on the team. I will say huge shout out. I will give one shout out to a specific person beside you, Christina, that helped me, who's not part of our business, but he helped me a ton with knowing that I needed the core values and like the long-term vision and all that, was Gary Harper, and like making sure I had some structure in place. He was the one that told me to read Profit First as well too. So like I owe him a lot because like without him, I wouldn't have even read the book Profit First or known about it, or maybe I would have down the road, but it wouldn't have got started off with like our very first client. So that's some of the ones over the years. And now I love our team. We have a great CFO team. We have a great bookkeeping team. We have a great admin team, a great leadership team. We have so many great people on the team. It's hard to start naming the names. I would just be like, let me just read you our roster right now. Like every person on the team, we just had our Wednesday weekly call where everyone gets together, and we had the bookkeeping, the CFO team there. And I'm looking at all these faces and names. I'm like, this is incredible. Like, this is incredible that we get to work with these people, and that every person that's on the screen represents other people that we're influencing and helping with their finances and helping get them to a better spot. And that to me is just like, if you're going to grow a business, you have to really care about the people. Like, it can't just be the you show or, like the David show out there. It has to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with great people. You're pouring into them, but you also remember that they're pouring into others as well too. And you're making a bigger impact than just yourself.
I couldn't have said it better myself. We have a lot of good people. And the fact that we meet every Wednesday and we talk all the time, like, the new age is so amazing that we can just go on Zoom, we can meet, and I'm interviewing CFOs now. So looking for great CFOs that are dialed in, that really have the heart to serve clients. And you see a lot of different people that, really they just want to be a part of a team. Because in this virtual reality day, it's like, you don't get that connection. And a lot of people that stay at home, granted, we all love to stay at home and not go sit in traffic and not be at work 8 to 5 every day. But you also need that human interaction and that connection. And we do a really good job of trying to make sure that everybody gets together, that we trust each other. We talk about things. You can lean on people. We have office hours. We support all of our CFOs. We have lead CFOs. So I think, what we do, just building a good company and a good community, like watching it grow and being able to be a part of that. Like, I owe that to you too, because I think we do a great job together building it. And we really have a good foundation for us, which helps us to build a better foundation for our clients. So I couldn't have said it better than you did.
I appreciate that. I will say, if you're listening to this and you're wondering how to build a business like this, where you actually like the people, like having those core values and knowing who you are, but then also emotional intelligence is huge. Like you have to be able to work with people and just know, like, what are they, put yourself in their shoes and never make assumptions. Like things like this that are just like the 1, 2, 3 of emotional intelligence, like they go a long way because other people like the Stephen Covey book. I already referenced that for money, but it's like for working with people. People want to be understood. They don't want someone that's just there to be able to talk back to them. They want someone that really listens to them, that understands them. That's why I love what we do as well, Christina, because it's like we have a team of people that should be professional listeners, really. Like, what are you going through on your finances? What's going through? Like, don't just tell me the dollars and cents. Like, what's going on behind the scenes, so we can really get to the bottom of this to make sure we're solving the real problems and the real issues in the business. So that's where I think a lot of that comes back to, like I said, the people that have poured into me, and then everyone on the team being very open to it and being open to like talking about these types of things as well too. And then always, one of our core values is like we always want to be growing, like with each other, and we want to grow as people. And it's like that's where we want to attract people who want to get better every day and want to grow and want to learn and want to read and want to get together. And so there you go. I'm just going to go on and on again, but this is where I want people to know that that's one of the things that if you're trying to grow a team, one of the best things you can do for yourself is invest in your own emotional intelligence.
Absolutely. It's not about one person. It's about the system. It's about people working together. And we build it together. And then as you build it together, you start executing, and then everything works from there. So 100% agree with that. All right. So I know we're going to wrap up in a little bit. But let's talk about just a little bit of the first 60 days. And I know we laid the foundation. We have our dashboard. We have things that we always implement. But in practice and what you've seen, you reach out to lots of clients, you get a lot of feedback. What do you think is most beneficial to our clients and why it works for Simple CFO, our CFOs, and our clients?
Well, that's where emotional intelligence comes in too, because it's almost like every client really wants the same things, but they go about it in different ways. They all want to sleep at night and know where their money is, because I think that's one of the biggest things we do, and that's why it's pretty unique for what we do in this space, is that we lead with like things like profit first and making sure you have a system to know where your cash is going, where every dollar is, like especially if you haven't paid yourself before, and then you actually open up an owner's comp account and you see some money in there and you can take it. It's like, what a great feeling that is. It's not logical. It's like, it's a feeling. It's like, okay, I took money out, and like maybe before that would have given you hesitancy or you would have been nervous. But now, since you have someone there that's guiding you and like that, you can say, is this okay? And like, I'm feeling great about this. Or should I be scared about this? Like, just to be able to have someone's ear like that. And I think you hit on that, Christina, which is such a great point, that you have someone there that will listen to whatever's going through your brain. Some people come in and that's what they need to focus on, paying themselves. And that's where Profit First solves that. It's like some people just have no idea what's going on. They are a financial train wreck. It's like there's no books. They haven't filed their taxes for years. And you know what? I get on a call, or we get on a call with you, or whoever does. And it's like, it's okay. You know what? This one guy, I'll never forget this. He was, and it was just this week. He's like, oh man, I bet you this is pretty bad. I'm like, dude, this isn't even the worst I've seen this week. Like on my other calls, like I promise you, it is not as bad as you're thinking. You just live in a vacuum. You don't see this stuff every day like we do. So I think that's another unique perspective we bring, especially to the first 60 days, is someone's perspective of like, you're not weird. This is not abnormal. Like, we're going to help you get to where you want to be. And a lot of the stuff that we're working through is typical. So if you have a financial train wreck, it's like, how do we get the books on track? Do you need to use our bookkeeping team, or do you have one and the CFO just needs to make sure they're doing what they're doing? So that's a big part of the upfront lift as well. Then building that dashboard and just making sure it's built out to what you really need to see. And that's really another thing that I love that you've done, Christina, is building a dashboard that's so flexible, in that we have like templates and stuff, but then we can also build whatever that client really needs to see. And we can pull the numbers out and we can meet them where they are and really help them. And that 60 days should be about really two main things. One, building trust together, because this is financial and we need to be able to know that we trust you and you trust us. And then on the flip side, I want to make sure you're seeing the tangible benefits of like, okay, I'm starting to get that clarity. I can see, I might not see the end of the tunnel. We might not be out of the woods or whatever all those statements are, but I can at least start to see the light. Because it depends. If it's been years since you've touched your books, it's not going to be fixed in 30 days. I'm sorry. It's like we have to take some time. But if you're like, hey, you know what, I need last year cleaned up and I've got some things like this. It's like we totally see this type of stuff all the time. You just need someone to take you by the hand and help you see that light at the end of the tunnel. So that first 60 days is really about trust and really about helping you see that it is doable and giving you some real first steps that help you feel it as well too.
Yes, definitely. The feeling behind it is what's so important. Like, do you feel better about it? Numbers are numbers, right? Numbers don't lie, but how does it make you feel inside to see that difference? And our tools really have a way of implementing that and seeing it and making it come to life. So
yeah,
you're totally right. Tactical, practical, creating a system, making sure everybody your owner pay is improved. You're able to watch your profit margins increase. Like there's just so many things that can create that feeling that you have that financial partner, that you're on a better path now. So,
it's crazy that all the people we work with, not one of them have said that I don't want financial freedom. Like all of them want financial freedom, but a lot of people just don't have the processes or the habits in place with their money to really attain it. Because this is something that now I teach this. Anytime I go out and speak, I say these words. So if you're listening to this, write this down. Like it's this good. And it's not just because I figured it out. It's because other people smarter than me have figured this out before. It's not how many deals you do. It's what you do with the money that determines your financial freedom. That's really it at the end of the day. So you could be doing 5 deals a year. You could be doing 500 deals a year. This is where you need to have good support and a good back end. And that's honestly, Christina, why I love that. When I first started this, I didn't want it to just be a bookkeeping or CPA company, which those have their times in place, and you need those people on your team. You need good tax strategy and planning and prep and filing. You need good books. But I love the idea of what we started with the fractional CFO part, where it's a financial leader who their job is to, yes, listen to you, but ultimately to help you get to what that financial freedom means to you. Whether you take your first paycheck and like, oh, dang, I've never felt like I'm actually paying myself now. It's like even those small bite-sized chunks before you get that whole elephant. It's like financial freedom can be taken in chunks, but you know how you get there? Good financial habits. And that's really what we're trying to help people with and get them on that track. Because it's crazy, right? Christina, what you focus on expands. And once you start focusing on your profit, it's crazy how this profit margin starts to get bigger. It's like, no way. Now you've got someone actually focused on it. So that was just something that I thought of while you were talking there. It's like, that's why I love the focus that we have. And if you're serious, this is where a hire like this is not measured in the dollars you spend, but really in the financial freedom that you feel. It's like, what am I getting from this? So you're getting mental clarity. You're getting the finances to be actually written out for you and make decisions from them. You get to pay yourself. You get to be able to make better decisions and have better options with your cash.
Yeah. And what's the biggest feedback that we get, right? I wish I would have implemented this years ago and a lot sooner. So that tells you right there that, oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't, you go back and forth and don't know if this is right for you. But if you feel any heartache and any pain, and you know that you're meant to have more, make different decisions, that tells you right there that you need a financial guide with you on your side, walking that journey with you. Like I always tell people, we don't want to be considered an expense or a vendor or just a 1099 contractor. We want to be your partner. We want to walk right next to you, beside you, and make those decisions with you, not for you, not against you. We want to walk right with you.
Yep.
Even.
No, I love it. And that's why I love what we do. So this is why this is such a fun podcast to me, because I'm like, I think this will really help people just understand that these type of people are out there. Even if you don't work with us, that's fine. Just you knowing that this option is available. A fractional CFO. What's a fractional CFO? It's like, you don't need a full-time one. If you're under 10 million in revenue, and if you're at least over 100,000 in revenue, like this might be an option for you, because now you can have someone that's actually going to help you get to closer to where you want to be and feel that financial freedom now. And this is like, you have access to someone like this where I don't know, Christine, like 10 years ago, I don't think it was as prevalent, all the fractionals were not as prevalent as they are today. So I love this, that we're doing this, not just for our own sake, but I want you to listen as other people come on this podcast, as CFOs talk about their clients, as Christina talks about the CFO space. There's no one better to be able to talk about this because she really has the heart for this. And it's like, we really want to make a difference no matter where you are on that journey, wherever you are on your financial journey as a business owner.
Yep. And I can tell you personally that every CFO is hand chosen and goes through a process, and we talk to, and they are just as passionate as we are. So we've come a long way. So here's what's going to happen.
Just a lot
next.
Smarter than me.
But we all work together.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You guys are going to see in upcoming episodes, you're going to meet our team. We're going to take back the curtains, talk to the CFOs, talk about the clients, talk about implementing our systems, talk about how they've been able to turn people's lives around. I mean, we have some amazing CFOs that come from, all different areas. They all have real estate experience. They all talk to clients, and they really just have the heart to get them better by using our systems and our tools. So you're going to see this in the upcoming episodes. We're going to talk to all of them one-on-one, and we're just going to open it up, and we're going to tell you exactly how Simple CFO does it. So stay tuned for all the future episodes. All right. Thank you, David, for being here. I so appreciate talking to you. I get to talk to you all the time, but it's even cooler to talk to you like this and to talk more one-on-one and, talk about what we do and what we've been able to build together. It's been amazing. I love the journey, and I really appreciate you joining me on this podcast.
Well, I'm excited that I got to be here and that I got to be interviewed with our team because I love our team. And then, Christina, you've been such a rock for me and helping me on the business journey as well, too. And then if you're listening to this, you got to get good people in your corner. And whether that's us or others, or like if you just see our relationship here and you're like, okay, what did they do? It's like, if you have questions like that, just reach out to us. Like, we're here to help you. But if I'm going to leave you with one thing, just remember to make profit a habit and not an event. Like, make sure it's baked into your business and it's not just this thing you're looking for in the future. So, Christina, thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for listening to the Simple CFO Case Files on the Profit First for Real Estate Investors podcast. If you found this helpful, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our guest interviews featuring other real estate investors and our Profit First chats with David Richter. If you're ready to bring clarity and structure to the finances in your business, visit profitrei.com to apply for a free financial discovery call with our team.